Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Wildflower Wool. I'm Louise, and it's Tuesday night. It's not Monday. Typically, I'm here every Monday night. This week was a little bit different, and we're coming live Tuesday night. So if you're joining me tonight, welcome. Grab some knitting, get comfy. We're going to follow the same format as every Monday night. We're going to talk about the yarn that you all were voting for last week, or yesterday. Yesterday. Oh my gosh. Being here on Tuesday instead of Monday has totally messed me up here. So we're going to talk about the yarn that you were voting for. Let me show it to you really quick. This was some stash yarn that I have had for about 5 years. I remember getting this on a trip to Michigan with some fun knitting friends, Patty and Bee. They were there when I picked this yarn up, and Mary was at the Fiber Festival as well. So this yarn came from Hobby Lobby a number of years ago on my very first trip there. And then it has sat in my stash until now. So this yarn, I'm super excited to knit with this. So I picked up 2 colors when I was there. This one here is Obsidian Daydreams. So isn't that nice? A really nice neutral black, gray, white, just really fun. Very, very wearable for sure. Hi, ladies. Happy Tuesday. And then the other color that really called out to me was this is Teal of Fortune. That's what it is. I thought, oh my gosh, these guys definitely, oops, hold on. Runaway ball. What is this? Yarn Bee Yarn. They definitely get 10 out of 10 for fun names. Teal of Fortune, Obsidian Daydreams. I like that a lot. So, hey, Carol. Hey, Amber. Hey, Jocelyn. Amber, you're logged in different tonight. Anyway, so I picked these up. I obviously thinking for a shawl. So let's look at what do we have here? Okay, so what do we have? Yarn Bee Yarns. Where's all the info here? It says a 2.75 millimeter needle. So this is a fingering weight. I'm assuming looks fingering weight to me. Looks nice and skinny. So what are the details? Yes, it says it's a #1 yarn, so that's a sock weight yarn. Oh, it says hand wash. Really? Okay, well, we talked about hand washing before, which really means gentle cycle, doesn't it? So that we can deal with that. So this says it is okay, trying to read this ball band. It's a little different here. Okay, so it does say hand wash. It's 60% cotton, 40% acrylic. So it feels really nice. It has that a cotton feel to it. And let's see, what did I say? Needle size 2.75 millimeter, which interesting. This also gives you the US size 2 and the UK size 12. And then it also says a 3.25 millimeter crochet hook. And then again, US D or 3 and a UK size 10. That's good. That gives you tons of needle information on there. So, okay, yardage. I saw yardage on here somewhere. Meters. Okay, 839 meters, 918 yards. So this is going to make a really nice big shawl. So what I was thinking of was just doing my asymmetrical shawl again. Now, I have to say, I did not count up every single vote, but I scrolled through everywhere, and it was one-sided. So I didn't count up every single vote to get the exact number of votes, but there was lots and lots of votes. There was well over 100 votes, and almost everybody voted for the same yarn. So about 85% of the votes went to Shall we do our drum roll here, and I'll tell you which one I'm casting on. Whether it's, oh, well, I'll tell you a little bit. There was a lot of people said teal, teal. A lot of people liked teal because, I mean, who doesn't like teal? It's very pretty, summery color. But then there were some votes for the black because black is neutral. Black is really wearable. Black is, you can't go wrong with a good black shawl. I mean, look at me, you guys. Most of the time I'm wearing black. Most of the time I have sweaters that are black, black and white, black, gray, gray. So this is really what I would navigate to. But this also looks very summery. That looks very beachy, doesn't it? Can't you just see yourself like wrapping that around you on a cool evening at the beach? So, um, let's see. Oh, hi, Pravina. Oh, Jocelyn says I was doing some work getting everything ready to release videos. Okay, so that's why. Ooh, that's exciting. Jocelyn's launching a new YouTube channel, you guys. Okay, but anyways, let's say Liz is giving me my drum roll. So with approximately 85% of the votes, which is not as one-sided as it has been. So there's the last couple of votes has been pretty close. So anyways, the yarn I'm casting on to do an asymmetrical shawl this week is the teal. So my nice black neutral is going to have to wait. Maybe this is more of a fall. I had colors picked out. Remember, what did I have? I had a gray and a gold color for a project a couple of weeks ago, and I put it aside because I thought it looked fallish. Instead, I went for the pink and the white. That was last week for the pot holder. So maybe this needs to kind of go. I need to have a shelf space for yarns that aren't getting picked right now because maybe they're more fall winterish-y, and maybe pull these out again in September and pair some of these fall colored yarns together. So, oh, Susanna, yes, because you had a fall last week, didn't you, Susanna? So you went to the doctor. That's good. All right. Hi, Alice. So let's pull out some of this. So look, this. Oh, I'm excited. I'm really, really excited, I guess. So do you want to see my other shawl first? You guys all know I always like to have an asymmetrical shawl, garter stitch on the needle, because it's my go-to. It's simple, it's easy, it's like pretty much knit night proof. Can't really mess it up. I mean, you can, but it's about as simple as it gets. So look at my Christmas shawl. Look how big it's getting. So because I thought this one is almost done, and don't laugh at me, you guys, when I say this, but I had this idea, and it's only, well, it is the end of June. July is like perfect holiday knitting time now, right? July. I had the idea that instead of doing socks for everybody, because that never seems to happen for me, that's not going to happen this Christmas either. I am not going to be delusional thinking I'm going to all of a sudden whip out, I don't know how many pairs of socks. I am thinking that all, well, the ladies for sure. I don't know what I'll do for the guys. Maybe I'll just do them regular scarves. But I'm thinking everybody needs to get some type of scarf for Christmas holiday gift giving. So that means I need to do a few more of these. So this teal one will be perfect for gift giving. Other than this is going to be twice as big, isn't it? Which will be nice. Oh, maybe I want that for myself. I don't know. We'll see, because, okay, so look at this yarn. My Christmas yarn, of course, is my Mary Maxim. Look at how skinny my ball's getting. This is so exciting. You guys, this is really, I need to get my scale up here so I can weigh this. This is significantly smaller than last week. Okay, let me show you. I put my marker on here, so let's see if we can find it. I stopped mid-row again. Silly me. I think this was after Cheryl and I were podcasting Saturday. I was working on this while we were chatting on the Fiber Friends channel. So there's my marker. So I did, almost 2 repeats. Red to the red, and then 1, 2, 3. Red is the next color up here. Actually, I think I started, no, maybe not. Oh, yes, I'm right there, right at the red. So that will be 2 repeats done. So not too bad on this. And it's like, look it, it's almost gone, which is why I thought I needed to be prepared so I could have another one, except this is not the color. Set it aside. Maybe I'm gravitating more towards the obsidian than the teal. So this is it. So what did I say on here? Like 900 yards, 800, 918 yards, 838 meters. So that's like a 2 skein shawl. Because what, let's see, Mary Maxim sparkle feet, festive feet. This has, yeah, 737 yards, 400 meters. So this is double. This is going to be a nice big shawl. Okay, am I going to want to give that away or am I going to want to keep that for myself? Okay, why here I am thinking that I got a plan. I'm going to start doing holiday knits, but then I have to be able to give them away. I can't keep everything for myself. We will see. We will see. Because I don't know, doing a choose, I don't know. We'll see. I'll cast it on and we'll see. Probably put it in the gift box and then we'll see from there. But anyways, so I'm all set. I'm very excited that I have already got my next project ready. Isn't this is just so lovely. I just love holding this up and seeing the sparkle. I am keeping this one for me, but I think this will be mine because I need to make one for myself to have for Christmas. So this will be mine, and then I need to knit for a few more, a few more. So that may keep me going. I may need to kind of figure on one a month. Can be done. Can be done. Okay, so this is almost done. This will be done in the next couple of weeks. And then it'll be marked on the whiteboard as a finish. Talking about finishes, you guys. I know the F word doesn't, I say it a lot, but it doesn't always come true around here. But look at this. Are you ready? Look at this. Done, 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 done. Ends are all woven in and everything. Pretty sure they are anyways. I meant to have them all. If there's anything not, it's because I just missed it accidentally. Look at that. The inside looks pretty cool too, doesn't it? So Pressed Flowers hat by Savory Knits. And this was fun. I liked this. And I say that, and then I will also say, to be completely honest, I did have a little trouble knitting it, which I'm totally blaming that I was binge watching Bridgerton, and that's what got me all kerfluffled and misread the chart a couple of times. But overall, this is a fairly easy pattern, and it's a hat, which is not super large project. Like there is a Pressed Flowers cardigan, and there is a shawl, and there's the hat, and there's socks. Is there any more than the 4? Those are the 4 that I know of. And so I picked the hat because I wanted something that was going to be relatively quick and easy to finish, and I wanted a hat. What did I say? 3 weeks in a row, I came on here and said this will be finished next week. No, then the next week it'll be finished next week, and it was not. And last week, of all things, I had broken a needle, so I had to do some serious looking to find my needles. So look at, okay, look at, oh my gosh, I hadn't even looked at the top of it till just now. Look how amazing those decreases all line up. Oh my gosh, isn't that fun? I love it. Okay, so there we go. That's better, right? I love it when things look so pretty like that. Oh my gosh, I love it. So I'm really happy. So we did do a little debating whether or not I should knit the entire, but we've got 4, 1, 2, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 repeats. The 5th one is in the decreases. And because I think my row gauge, I didn't check row gauge. I just checked stitch gauge, and it I would not want the hat to be any bigger. I used Patton's DK Superwash Classic Wool, and the colors are magenta and apple green. It fits. It fits fine. I wouldn't want it any bigger, but it does fit. It did look big on the needles, but it fits. So my row gauge. Nikki was here the other night because she did one, and hers is black and with the flowers gray. Anyways, it looked really nice. It wasn't a much like a neutrally color tones, and it looked great. But she said her hat ended up being a little bit slouchy. So you can see mine is too. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I haven't looked at it. Can you see when I turn like that? Um, I like it. I like it like this. I had thought that I could maybe roll up the ribbing so it wouldn't be so slouchy, but I don't know. I like how it feels on. I like how the slouch feels like when it folds over. So I like it. And I was debating about stopping early and doing the decreases, but I was like, oh, I didn't want to have to think about how to decrease if I wasn't following the chart, and I don't know. Anyways, I just left it. I just didn't have the brain power to think about if if I would have to juggle the decreases or where I would have to start if I didn't knit the whole thing. I don't know. It probably could have just omitted the last increase and decrease, but I think I was already past that. I don't know. Anyways, hello Daisy. I just knit the whole thing because honestly, I did really enjoy knitting it, even though I did have to pull back a couple of times because I had misread and whatever. But you know, it wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't that many stitches, and I really did like the pattern, and it was fun to do. And then once, of course, you start decreasing, it goes quicker, quicker, quicker because you're just decreasing all the way down. So I think I'm just going to wear it just like this. And I know it's pink, but I'm embracing pink. Pink and green, pink and yellow. Yeah, I think I just need to, I want something brighter for the winter. So I think I'm going to keep this for me. You know, this isn't going in the gift box because I'm going to keep it for me. Ooh, it's nice and warm. I like it. So this was fun. So I do suggest this pattern, press flower hat, if you want to give mosaic knitting a try. Now, I'm going to say, I didn't notice this. When I picked this up the other night, I picked it up and I was like, darn, there was one little mistake in here. I carried my working yarn in front when I knitted magic loop. So when I was switching from back needle to front, you know, starting a new round, I carried my yarn somehow in front. And I did it a couple of times starting the row, and I realized it and I fixed it, but there was one I missed. But you know what? This just goes to show, even if you have a mistake, chances of you seeing it are pretty slim, right? Because I had even forgotten until just now that I had a mistake. And all that I've been like doing, holding this up and moving it around, that mistake has not jumped out at me. As soon as I finished knitting it and I was looking at it and then I saw it, I'm like, this is going to drive me crazy. But you know what? Tonight I haven't even seen it. And I mean, I'm not looking stitch per stitch. And I'm sure if I actually look, did you guys notice a mistake? And so I guess the moral of this story is, Daisy, don't knock that over, is we're hard on ourselves if we make a mistake. Everything doesn't have to be completely perfect because chances of us seeing it are really slim. Chances of anybody else noticing it are probably even slimmer. And done is better than perfect. That's my motto. Okay. Oh, there it is. But I had to look for it right there. See how that little green strand goes across there? See, now that I pointed it out, it's probably going to stick out. But does it? Maybe not. Maybe really not. Anyways, I don't really care. I like it. I'm going to wear it and not worry about it at all. So that's just my little public service announcement. Don't stress too much about it if you got one little mistake in there, and especially because this is so busy, right? I don't think you're going to notice it. Oh, Mary, it looks like a very small. Oh, what does that say? Oh, I've got a with the yellow towards the center. Okay. Yeah. So it's there, but I'm not going to worry about it. Um, oh, look at this. Louise is like my personal assistant here. Press Flowers has a cowl and a vest as well. 7 patterns in all. Wow. Okay, so what did I say? I said the socks, the cardigan, the hat, the shawl, a cowl, and a vest. So there's one more thing for 7? A vest. The cowl would be really nice. That would be really, that's like, what a great thing, right? When you've got a great pattern and then to just rework it into all those different things. Then everybody can find something, right? If you're not a vest wearer, you probably like the cardigan. If you're not a hat wearer, you could wear the cowl. Then everybody has a chance to knit this fun pattern. That's really great. Lovely to know. Okay, Mary, I can see your whole comment now. So it says, yes, it looks like a very small snag with the yellow towards the crown. Yeah, and that's all. And I just carried my yarn in front by accident for, I don't know why. But anyways, let's not look any closer because I'm not guaranteeing that there's not another mistake in there. And I just really don't want to know that. Oh, Louise says it's a pullover. Oh, so cardigan pullover. That makes total sense. Total sense. Oh, so this is what I had left over for yarn from the pressed flower hat. I've got a little bit of the apple green, and I had 1 ball. So these are 50-gram balls of the magenta. I had one that was, I didn't weigh it. I don't know if it was like 3/4 of the waist. I don't know. Maybe I had knit a little sample or something. And I finished 1 magenta ball, and this is the start of a second, and it's maybe close to half done. So I've got this little bit left over that I will stick in. I've got a scarf on the go, a mosaic scarf. So I will maybe use these colors in that project. The pink definitely, because I'm doing the whole, yeah, that's the one that I pulled out, and I was going to cast it on again, make it a little wider. And I was only going to do 2 colors though for it. So I don't know if apple green, if I did apple green, then it would match the flower hat, even though the design isn't completely the same. Maybe I could just do a pressed flowers scarf instead of a shawl. I could just do a scarf. There's an idea. Oh, there's socks too. That's right, Susanna, socks. Those are fun. Does somebody knit those? Didn't they was that for the Fiber Friends sock challenge maybe? I saw them somewhere and they looked really, really fun. Oh, Mary, you think it's real? Thank you. I wouldn't worry about it either. It's it is, right? When you've got all those slip stitches, it just all kind of blends. If it was solid pink and you have that little green, right? Like when you, well, slipping your stitches and you carry the yarn in the wrong way, yeah, then it stands out. But yeah, with it being so colorful, I am not even going to worry about it. Oh, Alyssa, you want to give Daisy a pat? You know what? She would like that. I've been gone for a few days and I just got home tonight, so she's happy to have some company right now. Okay, so yes, so it was this week for me. This past week was very light on the knitting and very heavy on the work end of things. So I don't have a whole lot of knitting to show you, but I did work on one more project. So I worked on the Christmas shawl, which I'm really excited. Like honestly, picking up that ball of yarn was a happy surprise for me to see that it has that much gone out of it. So I'm like, I'm close to a finish, you guys. But I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to promise that for this is already Tuesday. I'm already like Monday night's gone, Tuesday night's almost gone. This is like a short week until we get to next Monday. So I'm not going to say the F word at all for this week. It is just like good progress is what we're working on for this week. But As I say, good progress. Let me show you. Oh, I didn't bring up last week's project. Last week's project was the pink and the white that we talked about earlier. That is the double knit pot holder. All I've got, I cast on and did like one row, it's like the setup row, and that's all as far as I got. So I will show you that next week. But the week before's project was the 10 stitch baby hat. Well, I made good progress on that. So, oh, Susanna said, are there mitts for the pressed flowers? That would be really fun. I don't know. Maybe there will be at one point. So I made good progress on the 10 stitch baby hat, but there's a little bit of story to this one. I made good progress, but I actually went backwards, which in some ways I'm still counting as progress. So this is the yarn that I'm using. It's a Patton's Croy Dad's Jacquard is the colorway, and it's very fun. Kind of pinks and oranges with some green in there. It's lovely. I really, really like it. It's very fun. It's a very happy colorway. So my little hat. Okay, so remember, this has been such a fun little learning curve project. I haven't taken the time to sew this little bit. Where is it? Right there. That's obviously where I started and ended my first round here. So for a little project, this has been very fun. So I started out, oh, oh, Louise, is that a comment right? She's had it and she deleted it. So I'm going to see, we'll see if she types it back. But she said, so Susanna said there was a pressed flowers mitten, but Louise had said she thought it was maybe from a different designer. Somebody had taken some inspiration. Okay, yes, it's not by Amy Christopher. So it's not Savory Knit. So somebody else has jumped on the pressed flowers bandwagon and made an inspired pattern, have they? Okay, so 10 stitch baby hat. Frankie Brown is the designer here. This is a free pattern. It is interesting. It is not the fastest way to knit a baby hat at all. I find it a little fiddly, right? Just because, oh my gosh, I stopped mid-row again, you guys. Craziness. So you're knitting 10 stitches and then you have to stop. And right now, the shaping rows, you started out here doing short rows, and then this next round here was you did a short row and then you did a joining row, which is where all of these ridges came in. That's where you joined it. Now I'm on this row and there is no more wraps and turn rows, no more short rows. You just join every row. So, let's backtrack here. The first week I started on this, I was like ready to just say like, nope, I'm done with this. I was not enjoying it. And it was just like 10 rows that I had to do some increases. And there was increases, there was joining, there was wraps and turns, and it just that little bit wasn't making sense for me. So I had to just fudge it, basically just fiddle with it and just make it work to get my increases, get back to my 10 stitches, and then it was good to go. And in the pattern at that point, once you get back to your 10 stitches, because you start and out at 1 and then you have to increase up to 10 again. And in the pattern, she actually says, I promise from here on out it's much easier. And I'm like, okay, it wasn't just me. And then there was somebody commented on Ravelry about saying, I think I consider myself to be a fairly experienced knitter. She said, but I really struggled with this. So yeah, there's something about it that is just a little bit of a learning curve there. I don't know. Anyways. But now that I'm past all that, my next little issue with this hat was I had this whole round finished. And then I pulled it all out last night because where are these? Right here. There's a couple here, right there. Just some joins. And there's the red. There's a couple there that just don't look very neat. And so now I'm just on a mission to figure out why that is. And the one thing I'm thinking about is maybe what the edge stitch the row before the round before it looked like. I'm not sure. So anyways, what I'm doing now is I'm just going really careful and I'm knitting them and joining as I go. And when I slip the stitch over, if it doesn't give me a nice chain stitch, then I just pull out the last 2 rows, pick up my stitches, and do it again. And then by re-knitting those 2 rows, it does come out fairly nice. So I don't know. At this point, I'm not going to be any pickier than that. I'm, like there's some here, like right here, there's a little dip here, and I'm not sure why that is. I think that maybe is what my edge stitch looked like on the round before. But anyways, I can't. It's just going to be the way it is. And again, one of those things where hopefully we're just not going to look super, super close. This is this is the larger size, I do believe. I think the second, there's 2 sizes in this pattern. There's a large and a small. Pretty sure this is the large size. So the other one is smaller. But I mean, this is pretty tiny. So whichever baby this fits in the future, they're not going to wear it long enough. And I don't think anybody's going to care if there's just a little bit of a wonky stitch in there. But doesn't it knit up nice? Like really, the colors, the self-striping yarn or variegated yarns do look fun in this pattern. So anyways, that is that. It looks cute, but I know. And that's really, honestly, will I ever knit this again? Probably not. When I initially looked at the pattern and it said, like this size was going to take 30 grams of yarn, the small size took 20 grams. So I thought, that's a mini skein. You could take a mini skein and you could knit up a cute little baby hat. And I thought, wouldn't that be perfect? Like ideally thinking, if you have some mini skeins that have been just sitting around that, maybe they just don't match your colors of sock yarn, you don't want heels and toes out of it or something, you can make up a cute little baby hat. I think I was going to say you could whip up a cute little baby hat. Well, you cannot. That's not really super, super fast. So I don't know. Initially, I was super excited thinking like, oh my gosh, I could just, use up, like if you've got a 50-gram ball of sock yarn left over from a sweater project or something, right? 50 grams isn't enough to do even really a shorty pair of socks, maybe for kids, but even for me, I've got fairly small feet and 50 grams isn't real. You can, but there's not really enough length on the legs, so they don't really fit as nicely as they should. So really, I thought this would be perfect. A 50-gram ball can make up, a hat, use the leftovers for another scrappy hat, but it's slow going. It's fun. And what it has done has really tweaked my interest in modular knitting. And I have a really fun book that I bought a little while ago and haven't really explored all of the shapes that you can do. And this has really got me thinking about that. So there may be more modular knitting in my future, but maybe just not this particular little hat. But I think it will look cute when it's done. So I'm going to finish it and just put it away in a box until at some point, if and when I have a grandbaby or when my friends start having grandchildren, I don't know, it'll go to somebody and it'll look super cute for a couple weeks or a month. And then they'll grow out of it, right? Oh, Susanna. Okay. I didn't read all your comments, but I saw there was talking there about doctors and things. So yes, go lay down. I hope you're feeling well. Relax this week. And And we'll see you next week. Yeah, take care. So anyway, so the baby hat. Yeah, definitely. If you want, I don't know. I'm really kind of stuck. If I would suggest this, if you're looking for something different, you want a little bit of a challenge, then I would say try it. I'm hoping that now that I'm hoping I've got the joining looking a little neater, that it will just come much easier and easier and easier. And by the time I finish this hat, I may rethink that and be like, okay, it wasn't so bad after all. But yeah, I think at this point I would say if you're wanting to knit a bunch of hats to donate to the hospital, I think I would just knit them the normal way. Especially since they are only gonna wear this such a short time, you know? I mean, unless it's a special baby, in your family, maybe, and you want something that's a little bit of a memento that they can keep for future babies, then maybe, I don't know. If anybody's tried it, let me know. There was somebody who watched and left a comment on a YouTube video a couple of weeks ago who said that they were going to knit the adult size. And my first thought to that is like, oh my goodness, that's a lot bigger project. So if you are watching, I can't remember who left that comment, but I would love to know how you've made it with the adult hat. And probably just fine. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I know I don't like fiddly knits, like things where I have to stop and turn. I feel with this, I'm almost spending as much time turning my work, getting my yarn picked up, picking up my needle, getting ready to knit the next stitch as it takes me to knit 10 stitches. So um but I don't know. That could be just me. Somebody else may just absolutely love it. And so I'm going to hold out on my final opinion until I actually get this finished because I'm thinking that now I've got all kind of the kinks worked out and I know what I'm doing. I can just do it a little faster and um, I may enjoy the process a little bit more. But sometimes I think instead of doing this fiddly things of churning all the time, and that's even what I think about Magic Loop and sometimes DPNs. That's why I like my little 9-inch circulars for socks, 16 inches circular for hats, because you can just go round and round. There's no stopping and filling with your knitting or your knitting needles. And that's what I kind of feel about this. But yeah, sometimes I think I would just rather cast on 300 stitches and just knit across for an Afghan or something. There, see, Liz, that's exactly right. She says that there's so many things out there to knit that can challenge you. You don't need to knit that again. That's true. And I can say I've done it once. Now I am still, I don't know. I mean, I'm doing a baby hat and I'm not so sure about it, but the 10 stitch blanket. I know somebody else said that they did the 10 stitch blanket, but again, after doing so many go round and round and round and your rounds get bigger. Always think of it as similar to log cabin where you start out small and you go around and then you go around and you go around and you go around, right? Like each one gets bigger. And I'm like, oh, that's a lot of 10 stitch blanket knitting. But there's something about the blanket that I like. So I don't know if I just need to find something else that gives me the same kind of look. Maybe I just need to do log cabin. I don't know. Anyways, that'll be something for me to ponder as I'm working on this hat. Oh, Carol agrees. Yeah. Um, yeah. So you're both saying, yeah, move on, find something else that challenges you. Yeah. I guess that's true. Mary, oh, that's how you feel about brioche. See, yeah, and everybody has their things, right? Like some of these different stitches, you kind of either you like them or you don't. And it's not to say that it's like everybody won't like it because some people do, right? Like brioche is one. Brioche, entrelac, double knitting, 10 stitch baby hat knitting. You're gonna lump that in there, right? Those are things that people you try them and you love them or you don't. And anyways, I don't know. I'm thinking I'm actually liking I like it. It's just not very fast. I'm finding it not very fast. This a little itty bitty hat. It's taking me 2 weeks. and it's not done. But I did pull out a bunch. If I hadn't pulled out some, it would have been almost finished by now. But, you know, I was, because, guys, I'm pretty easygoing, right? If there's a little mistake in it, like in my pressed flowers hat, most of the time I can live with it. But there was enough little bumps on this baby hat that I was like, okay, I can't even stand this. So I'm taking it out. Here I was trying so hard. I'm like, I can finish a baby hat. I can get a baby hat done. And then I pulled it all, most of it all out last night. But yeah, see right there. Like, oh, that was starting to bug me because, but mind you, they were pretty evenly spaced around. And then at the end, I was like, no, I cannot even stand looking at that. So I took it all out. But now I just get the fun of doing it again. So that is all I worked on this week. So I don't know. This week going forward, now that it's Tuesday night, I have got gold knitting for Jocelyn and I's next check in, which is the first Friday in July, which is coming up very, very soon. It's like less than 2 weeks away. Is it less than 2 weeks away? So like a week, not this Friday, but next Friday. July, you guys, that's crazy. So I've got that I'm going to keep knitting away on to see where I get my Christmas scarf, wineskin shawl. I'm going to keep working on that. That's kind of, maybe that's what I call my palette cleanser. I do a little bit of socks, then I do a repeat on the shawl. So I've got a few pairs of socks on the go. I want to do some more of that. My Fish Lips Kiss heel sock, I did a couple of rounds on it. Carol totally inspired me with her finished Midnight Orchid socks, but I didn't get very much done on it. I've got the heel all done. I just have to knit the toe, plain knitting, and then do toe decreases. So, and that's on sock one. So I might do a little bit on that. I have some summer sweaters that are cast on that are like this much done on them. I've got two pulled out that I was hoping to have had a chance to do a little bit on this past weekend, and that did not happen. So I'm going to keep those out because I haven't worked on any sweater knitting in the last couple of weeks. So I want to at least work on one. So I've got Salty Air Tea, and I have the other one whose name has just escaped me. It was the one that printed out and it gave you two versions, sleeveless top, and one had ribbing around the neckline and ribbing around the bottom. Or there was the second version that was done with no ribbing, and that's the version I decided to go with. And what was that? Totally lost that name. And so that is on the needle. So I do want to work on both of those too. So Amber, okay, I see your name. I want to say Amber instead of Jocelyn. I know, less than 2 weeks until we check in, which means that it is both time for us to get serious about our goal knitting for this month. I know. I really truly can't believe school for us here is finished, I think, on Thursday. Most kids, high school kids, are writing exams right now. Yeah. So then summer will be in full swing. Oh, yeah, you're right. Liz says the hole in the top reminds me of ponytail hats, except babies don't have ponytails. That's true. I was thinking the exact same thing. I know. They tell in the pattern, they tell you do your first little set. So see that center circle? Doesn't it look super cute? And you can see with all the different colors, they're just like cute little pie shapes. You just do short rows. That was really fun. I liked that a lot. Then it was the next row that started, the next stripe, the next round, like this whole round. That's where things started to go. I mean, this in itself wasn't too bad. It wasn't until I got to the very end, and then you had to do decreases, and then you had to increase out. That was the wonky part. And I'm like, oh, but I don't have to do that again. I don't think so. I don't know. But anyways, you did this beautiful little circle of pie-shaped wedges. And then it does tell you in the pattern, like it tells you to leave a tail when you cast on. So you've got a tail here to sew up this little seam where it needs to be seamed. But I just didn't do that. I just kept knitting. And um oh, Alyssa, I had short hair for the ponytail hat craze. Yeah, so that didn't work for you either, right? Well, which yarn was chosen? Oh goodness, for anybody who did not see, it was the beautiful teal. It was about 85% of the voting went teal. So yeah, it was fun. Teals of I think that'll be fun, right? It's a very beachy colored yarn. I have some vacation coming up in a couple of weeks. So that might be the project that I take with me. Take it to the beach, have my yarn match the water. I think that sounds like a great plan. This is like a two skein shawl, so this is going to take me a little while to get this one done. I don't know. Oh, I can look back and see when. No, I can't because, oh my gosh, this is even worse, you guys. I can't look back and see when I cast on my gorgeous Christmas um, shawl because I did this last year. So just because it's Christmas yarn is telling me that I probably cast this on in November. So that is not a good track record, but obviously I didn't knit very much on it. The last little, after Christmas was finished, it got put away until just the last little bit. So, yeah, it will take me a little bit to get this done. I'm thinking I'm going to use a 4mm needle with this and just cast on and away I go. I'm going to do yarn overs for my increases. I seem to like that. I know a few weeks back we talked about that. What people liked, because you can do, I think most times when the patterns are written, they're just say knit front and back. And somebody said that they did like how the knit front and backs looked. I don't know. To me, I just like doing a yarn over, and yet so I can see these in person all along here, but they don't really show up on camera very well. But they look like little eyelets. Just yeah, you really doesn't give you any. It's so tiny. It's not significant detail, and I just find doing the yarn overs quick and easy. So that's just the way I go. But you can knit front and back. That's easy to do too. Liz says I would know when I cast on my Christmas shawl if I did Ravelry pages. Well, Liz, you will be super proud of me because I did go in and I made a page for this hat. When I finished it, I went in and I put one picture in. I put a progress picture in because I don't think I've taken an actual finished picture of this. But I do have a Ravelry page for my hat. So I'm going to try to get better at that and get them put in. I know I've said that for a while, but I'm feeling it. This right now is the time. I need Ravelry, get things done, get organized. It's like, I don't know, kind of like spring cleaning for my knitting. Even though we're moving quickly into summer, but I'm still having that feeling that yeah, Ravelry. This is finally my time. What is that saying? Everything happens when it's supposed to, or some kind of thing, right? Yep. So this is it. I'm now feeling the Ravelry vibes here that I don't know. I just feel like this is it. I'm now going to start putting things in there because I do really want to have a record because you're right. It would be great if I could just scroll back through and be like, there it is. There's all my details. Don't have to try and remember everything. I can just go back and look. So Liz, you're absolutely right. I just got to just keep up. I've got one project in there from the last little while. I just got to keep that going. Just get a second one in there. And then, yeah, once you get in the habit right? I think that's the whole thing. Is what you got to start. Once you get started, it's going to be so much easier. Yarn over shawls for decorating. It does. It gives it just a little lacy look, but doing a knit front and back gives you a little eyelet um, edging as well. So yeah, you can really just pick which. It doesn't matter. Put an increase. That's all you need to do. Do whatever you like. um, what else? Did I miss any other comments here? What are you guys all working on? Okay, we're almost at the hour. I knew the hour would go by quick. I knew as I was getting things ready, I thought, oh, I don't have very much knitting to talk to you guys about, but somehow we always seem to fill in the hour. So, what is everybody working on tonight? What is your plan for the week? Any finishes, any progress, any casting on? I would love to know. Hi, Sally. Did I start the double knitting? I just got it cast on, Sally. No. Other than that, it's going to be a flower pattern and a cast on, and that's it. I need to find I need to find bigger needles because I always like to cast on and do the first um almost like a border, but just in plain knitting. And I like to do it in smaller needles because I find if I don't, um, the ends they flare out. So I always like doing smaller needles and then I switch to main needles kind of for my pattern. And then when I cast off, I do smaller, the last few rounds and casting off in smaller needles just to kind of help keep it square. And I got to find a bigger needle, which is mostly why I haven't made any more progress on here. Have you done? But Sally, if you guys didn't see, Sally posted purple and white, or was it two shades of purple? And they were chevrons, like a great little sample for double knitting. So have you cast on anything else, or are you moving on to like a project, like a cowl or a scarf or something? Alyssa, oh, I started doing Ravelry when I got Ravelry patterns. Oh, I got Discord, a messaging platform. Oh, and Reddit first. Okay. Jocelyn, I cast on a new vanilla sock today. That's super exciting. What kind of heels it gonna have? Liz, Ravelry, even let's snooze frog and delete projects. That's right. A lot of mine are in the snooze category at the moment. Oh, Mary says, what pumpkins? Is that what you're saying? Pumpkins? How many do you have left to do, Mary? Hi, Jen. Oh, you cast on, oh my gosh, you cast on the sea glass cardigan, and you have two pairs of socks you're working on. Sea glass is beautiful. Cheryl was thinking about that for one of the next Fiber Friends challenges coming up. I'm pretty sure it was sea glass. Anyway, sea glass is pretty. Louise, you're doing applied border cast off for a shawl with 444 stitches. Good for you. How many weeks is that going to take you? Those kind of cast offs you just need to take a deep breath and put Bridgerton on and just do it. And yeah, before you know it, you'll be halfway done. And then you just got to keep going again. But the cast off is so worth it, right? It takes a little while, but it'll be gorgeous. Hi, June. Oh, you just finished a pair of socks. Casting on another tomorrow. All right, you guys with finishes. I love it. Sam, you finished 3 dishcloths and working on a fourth. Of course, that's wonderful. Okay, you guys, I love this. I need to get the finishing. Send the finishing vibe this way for my Christmas shawl and this baby hat. We really want to get this baby hat done because I think it'll be super cute, and I think I really want to be done knitting it. So I would really like it to be done. But I don't know. I say that, but I enjoy it. But I'm glad it's a baby hat, not a full adult size hat. Yeah, one of those things like knitting toys. I like it when I'm in the mood, like, maybe once every year or 2, I knit a toy, and I like it when I'm doing it, but that's it for another couple of years, right? I mean, maybe when Scarlett I can make something for Scarlett, I could do that this holiday for her. Maybe that motivation will, you know, knowing that I'm making it for her will just, motivate me, and I'll find a little bit more joy in it. But there again, right, it's that little fiddly parts, the ears and the arms and the whatevers, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, give me like a 200 garter stitch blanket." Anyways, oh, 12 done, 8 to go, Mary. All right, you're over the halfway mark. You can do it. That's so exciting. Oh, Sally, you're working on a mat for your desk with the eggplant and lilac sheet. Nice. Oh, that'll be so pretty. So pretty. Yes, those two shades of purple will be lovely. Jocelyn, given I thought about making regular socks, not my Kevlar socks, and autopilot for Kevlar. Oh, and your Kevlar sock. Okay. I suspect the heel would be my usual mock German short row. Yes. I gotta do that one of these times. That's good. Well, happy sock knitting, Jocelyn. You're gonna love that. You're gonna have a great time with that project. Mary, they need to be soaked and stuffed and get their stems and leaves. Okay, so but still you've got the main pumpkin halfway there. Then you got the fiddly bits, the stem and the leaves. That's where I like stall out. That's why I'm like, I've got the pumpkin. But are you knitting? Are you knitting the stem and the leaf, or are you gonna do like a little cinnamon stick or a little pipe cleaner or something that you can just stick in the pumpkin? Or are you doing like little I cords? Knitted leaves, I mean, in theory, I think that would be fun and it would be cute. I don't know. There again, it's like the little fiddly things for me. But 20 to do. I could do 20 little leaves. Anyways, you'll have to let us know what you're doing for the stem and the leaves. Oh, okay, Louise, it has 12 rows per pattern repeat. 12 rows per pattern repeat. Wow. Okay, you got this. You can do this. Yes, I'm Sam, I'm pretty sure I shall be there. I think I will. I think I will just show up. Sally, you did cast on your socks. Um, oh, for next month's fiber front. Does that say for next month's? Because next month is um why? Oh, yes. The BIPOC designers. I was supposed to list, I didn't do that. I was supposed to list some designers in the Facebook group. Uh-oh. I better do that tonight. You cast on Sally. Which ones did you post in there? I but yeah, like I said, I've been away the last couple of days, so I haven't been checking Facebook or Instagram or anything really. The the internet service was not very good where I was, so it made it a little tricky. I could see some things, but most things just wouldn't load. Oh, Mary, the pieces. Oh, the stems will be pieces of twigs from my trees, and the trindles are made with raffia and fig leaves. Okay, so that's fun. So there. Okay, so just more crafting, not actually knitting, and then you just like get your glue gun out. I'm sure, right? Just hot glue everything all. That is fun. That is fun. I think everybody should travel with a glue gun. Oh, Mary, I cannot wait. You're going to have to do a post of all of them, all done up together, and post it in the Fiber Friends group because that, before long, we'll all be thinking about fall knits, fall decorating. But we don't want to rush that because we want to enjoy summer. But that'll be super fun. Oh, are you podcasting July 1st, Canada Day? Is that a Monday? That will be a Monday, won't I? Yes, I will be. I will be. Um, yes, I will. We'll just say that yes. I'm like, I have no plans for the holiday that I know of, but yes, I will do a podcast that night. I know the long weekend that's crazy. I know everything just seems to go by so fast, right? Just need to really enjoy this. Enjoy this nice warm weather while it's here. Okay, Sally, yes, next month I will be knitting the Socks Exploration Socks by Denise DeSantis. It has a shadow wrap heel. Okay, a couple people have been keep telling me about the shadow wrap heel. Okay, shadow wrap heel, mock German short row, right? That's what you said, Jocelyn? Yes, mock German short row. Okay, I got to get a master list here of these heels. Oh, Alyssa, what's that on the 3rd and the 5th of July? Does that say doctor's appointments? Oh, well, take some knitting with you. Then at least make waiting time productive. All right, everybody. Well, it is 9 o'clock. So thanks to everybody who joined me on a Tuesday night. I hope everybody had a great Monday. My Monday was actually really fantastic. I have to say, it was really, really good. And is now going to be a super short week for me, which is great in the sense it's going to be a short work week. Short knitting week is makes getting things finished iffier, but that's okay. Um, I will come back. So I'll be back here next Monday. We'll vote again. I will maybe have something off the needles. I will definitely have some progress, and I'll just, yeah, show you what I've been working on. So everybody, have a great week. We've got fantastic projects on the needles. So happy knitting, and let's chat again next Monday. You guys can give me all of an update on all these projects you just told me that you're working on. We'll see how far you get and what great progress you make. So everybody, thank you for voting this teal. Oops, sorry, that was loud. This teal is going to be amazing to cast on. But mind you, if I start from the center, I'm not getting to the teal anytime soon. I'm going to be knitting forever and ever and ever in gray before I get to the actual teal on my teal shawl. So I just realized that. I thought about that earlier and I thought, unless I no, no. I just briefly thought I could start from the outside, but no, I want the teal to be the widest part. So I am going to start the center with the gray. All right, everybody. Thanks for letting me say that out loud and work that through in my head. Okay, everybody. Oh, physical therapy and allergies. Well, Alyssa, I hope it all goes well. All right, everybody, have a fantastic rest of your week. And Jocelyn, work on that goal knitting. I'll see you in a couple weeks, week and a half, Jocelyn. Everybody, we'll see you all next Monday. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next Monday. Bye, everybody.